Okay, we are recording. So, hi, thank you so much for hopping on tonight. I'm literally so pumped for this. We have been trying to do this Zoom for I feel like 2 or 3 weeks now, and I'm not even kidding. Two out of the three of us had something going on every single time we try to do it. But the reason I wanted to do this Zoom is because it's awesome to hear from people who are at the top of the company or even who are like at the middle ranks. But sometimes when you join and you're new, it's like, well, gosh, like they're just talking to people that have um, for a while or like they don't remember what it's like to be new. And so I've got some newer girls on here killing it. And I just want them to share what they're doing to get customers. And I just like want them to explain it in a different way. Maybe that's going to be like, wow, like they explain it differently than you. And that actually made more sense. And that's totally okay. And whether you're on my team or not, maybe they're going to word it in a way that you're going to be like, oh, and you're going to totally get it and it's going to change your business. That's what I hope for you tonight. That someone will use some type of script or just tell you something that you're not doing that you're going to be like, oh my gosh. So we're going to go ahead and get started. And we're going to get started with Melissa. I'm so excited to hear from. I have to find you. There you are. And then I should be able to unmute you here. Perfect. Okay, go ahead and share your tips with us.
Hello, my name is Melissa. What I do is I like, host a post, like the ones that I have gotten more people to comment on is like tell me your pet's name to be entered in to win $1,000, or tell me like your favorite vacation spot, either if you like the mountains or the beach. I've got a lot with that posted on that. And then like say like whenever you see this, say hi or hey. I've got a lot, but whenever they do comment, I message them and I'm say, hey, if you don't mind, would you put this post up for me for my small business? This is how we get customers. And like they'll post it on their Facebook. Some of them tag me. I don't like tag it on my page because I don't want all that like all on my Facebook page. So what I do is like say if somebody comments and says yes I'm interested, they'll tag me in that post. Like they'll say like Melissa Hicks, this person is interested. Then I will message them and say I saw that you commented on such and such post. Would you like more information on the products? And if they say yes, sure, then I give them the information on the product, and then I give them the before and after pictures. And then if they're interested, more, then I give them the pricing. But that's how I had a guy, he posted for me. It was the last weekend in April. He didn't even post it 5 minutes till I had a customer say, they were interested. I messaged them and they were like signing up to 3 for $89. Like I was like blown away.
Well, so, I want to highlight why I think that happened is because you knew that they were interested. You sent them the information on what it does. You sent them how it works, like the actual before and after, so they can see it for your visual people. You gave them the price with the 90 days with an additional 2 months.
Yeah.
Boom. And that's how our conversations should go. They should be, in a sense, as simple as that. Info, price, 90 days, sign them up. And obviously not every single person is going to be like that, but that's want to make sure if you're giving a hair, skin, and nails, you better be sending a before and after that's going to make them go, wow, I need that. Now, obviously with like Confianza, you have to do like a testimony or like a review, but if it's one that can have a before and after picture, make sure you're sending that. Because like me, I'm a visual person. And when Morgan told me about the hair, skin, and nails, I was like, okay, cool. And then she sent an after picture and I was like, dang girl, I was like, okay, like sign me up, let's get this, you know what I mean? And so it just really helps those visual people. So even if you don't think you need it, that's what I wanted to highlight real quick. So I'm really glad that you shared that, because seriously, you signed like, I don't even know how many customers, especially from that one post. And I was like, girl, I was like, let's go. And they were almost all picked 3 for $89. So that's why I wanted her to share her tips and everything like that. And maybe when you're done talking here, if you can share like some of your scripts in the chat, that would be awesome. Okay, sweet. Thank you so much for sharing. I'm going to remove you and I'm going to bring up Shannon here. Okay. Oh, hold on. I see you. There we go. I see you. It's like different because it's up at the top and I was like, oh no, where are you? There we go. Okay, so go ahead. Oh, there we go. Yeah, that's perfect. Okay, so go ahead and tell us what you are doing to sign all your customers, because obviously, especially month end, you were killing it, but it obviously works for not just month end.
Right. So my name's Shannon. So I've only been doing this for about 4 months now. And what I do, usually when I get the most customers is I'm doing host to post. And then with the host to post, what I do is, so they posted for me, they're getting a lot of interactions on their posts. So then I ask them, hey, I see that you're getting a lot of interactions on your post. And I was just wondering if this is something that you'd either be interested in trying, or these could all be your potential customers as well. So then with that kind of like opens up the door. And then I do have a little script that I send them, even if they didn't get a lot of interactions on their post, I still send them if they wanted to join or if they were interested in the product. But I still say that it's totally not an issue if they don't want to hear about it, because I understand sometimes you just want to enter the giveaway and you're like, I don't even want this. You're like, I'm just trying to help you out and help me out at the same time.
And so I want to make sure you send that to every single person. Once you get the notification that they host a post for you, you send them a message asking about either the products or the business opportunity.
Right. Because then I also know that when I send them that's when I enter them. So I know that that's my little like confirmation process too, to keep track of people.
That's perfect.
So if I don't see that message, then I know that they probably didn't post or I didn't enter them and I forgot to send them that message.
Yeah. And I know we're not talking about host to post trackers, but I do something similar. So like when I do a host post, I'll just go with who's all on here. So if Stevie was going to host post for me, I keep track of mine on my phone, and I have an iPhone. So I don't know if you have an Android. I'm really sorry. But I just, April one's the first one I see. So I have check marks. And so I'd put Stevie right by the blank check mark. And when she posts, I click, okay, she posted for me. Great. And then I send that same message that Shannon is talking about. And then at the end of their name, I put another check mark. And that's how I know if I've asked them about the business opportunity or if they were interested in those products. So it's just a little tip in like with her tip, because I ask every single person as well if they're interested in that. That's a really good tip. Obviously, I know you've been killing it. So I'm really glad that you shared. If you want to share some of those scripts in the chat, after you're
sure.
talking, that would be awesome. I'm going to go ahead and remove you, and I'm going to find Grace here. There we go. Now I found you. Sorry, it's like weird when you guys are at the top. It throws me off for a minute. Okay, so are you unmuted? Maybe?
Yes.
Sweet. Okay. Hi. Go ahead and tell us how you have been signing all your customers, because it's actually, in a sense, not host to post related.
So I've actually been signing my customers off of product posts, and I try to post one product post a day. And when they like comment like an emoji, because I always have them comment an emoji if they want more information. And when they comment the emoji.
Hey, real quick, clarify what you mean by product post, because I just want to make sure that people know what you're talking about.
So I just like take a picture off of our websites and then just a little small description, something that I think would catch their eye. And then I have them drop an emoji if they want more information. So then I text them again and ask them if they want more information. Because sometimes like it's a lot of family commenting on mine. So sometimes they're just commenting on it to like help me out. So I message them and ask them if they do actually want information. And when they do, I send them the information. And then I trying to turn my camera around. I have this notebook, and so I like write the name down and then the date, and then when I have actually followed up with them, that's when I highlight it off. But I do the 2-day, 2-week, and 2-month follow-up system. So the first time I message them, that'll be 2 days, and then if they still seem interested in it, I message them in 2 weeks. And then depending on how that conversation goes, it's a 2-month follow-up.
That's awesome. So you're actually, in a sense, not relying on them to sign up that first time. You're relying, in a sense, on that follow-up with them.
Yes.
Yeah. And that is so crucial, because like I followed Morgan for a whole entire year before I joined. And it took me at least, I would say, 6 months to where I got to where I really, really, really was thinking about it in the sense of money. And she kept following up with me though. And that's what I appreciated. And another tip with follow-ups along with what Grace is doing is that she was interacting with me. And so she was like knowing what was going on in my life. So maybe it was that I just got done with a concert with my kids. And she's like, hey, it looks like your kids did really good at your concert. That's so awesome. I'm sure you're such a great teacher. And she would say things like that. And she knew like about my life. So when we FaceTime for the first time, she was like, oh yeah, I know you posted about that the other day. Tell me more about this or something. And she would know about it. And I was like, whoa. And she made me feel like I wasn't just a person on her social media. Like she made me feel like an actual person. And so that's something to think about. If you're sitting here like getting ready to follow up with these people, go interact on their profile and just get back in their inbox and their notifications and be like, oh yeah, I was supposed to message Grace back. You know what I mean? So that's really, really good. And I post the product posts usually, I would say 4 to 5 times a week is usually when I do mine. But they usually get a decent amount of interaction as well. But what I was going to say was you probably follow that same information before and after and then price with the 90 days, right?
Yeah.
Perfect. Exactly. And all of you've been in for like a month and a half ish, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Shannon was like 4 or 6 months, she had said. And then Melissa, you've been in for 3-ish, maybe 4, 3, can't remember, something like that. So all less than 6 months. And they have all literally been killing it so much. And so that's why I wanted them to speak tonight. I know this is a like extremely, extremely quick Zoom, but it's to remind you that you don't have to be in this business for 1,000 years in a sense to be able to have success. Like you can have success fast. You just have to be willing to put in the work. And that's what they're doing. And so that's why I wanted them to share tonight and to just get a different perspective. And so quick before we hop off here, I want to read in case someone's watching the recording what the scripts were so they can kind of see. So when Melissa gets a comment on hers, she says, hey, do you mind posting a post on your Facebook page to help my small business? And you can be entered into my cash giveaway. Then she gives them, and so this one she did a cleanse one. So I'm not going to worry about saying that right now. But then at the end, when Shannon was talking about messaging people, she says, thank you so much for posting for me. I've got your name in. Hey, listen, I have to offer this because you obviously are so talented at social media. Have you ever thought about doing what I do and earning an income, or do you already have social media making you money? It's as simple as posting daily like you just did for me, and I walk you through all of it. It's been such a blessing for my family. Now, she maybe doesn't think that they'd be good at the business, or maybe their profile is really negative or something like that. She says, hey, thank you so much for posting for me. I really appreciate it. So I've entered you into the giveaway and I'll share a live video on my wall the day of the drawing. Would you like some information on what you posted about? If not, it's okay. I just figured I'd ask. And then the last one that she says, if it's a different conversation, is, hey, thank you so much for posting for me. I've entered you into our giveaway. So I wanted to run something by you if you're interested, and it's totally okay if you aren't. I noticed how much interaction you're on your post. Oh my gosh. I noticed how much interaction you're getting on your post. So these people are interested in the product. So instead of them being my customers, they can be yours. And I love how she flipped that, because I know a lot of people are already scared. They're like, oh, hey, like I'm not actually going to get customers. Like people aren't going to buy from me. So I really wanted to highlight that real quick. And I'll also share the one that I say when someone posts for me, because it's very similar, but it's a little bit different. And I can't share it on here, but it says, thank you so much for supporting my small business. I can't tell you how much I appreciate it. Did you by chance want info on it or any of our other products? It's totally okay if not, but I didn't want to leave you out, so I had to ask. So I'm also opening up that, hey, they might not be a coffee drinker, but they might have seen me post about the hair, skin, and nails or something like that. So I just wanted to highlight those real quick, because it's a bunch of different wording basically. And you have to like talk how you would talk, you know what I mean? Because like by you posting, your followers are going to be able to see the way that you talk, and like it's totally okay that people do, and if you're one of these people, that's fine. But I will never walk up to someone and be like, go sis, like you go boo. Like that's just not me. I don't do boo, I don't do boo boo, I don't do sis. It's just not me. So you will never see that in my posts, you'll never see that in my messages, and that's not anything against the people who do. It's just not how I talk. And so I want you to remember that if you're going to save these scripts, if you wouldn't say, hey girlfriend, if you wouldn't say that, don't leave that in your thing, because they're going to message and they'll be like, don't think this is her message. And they just might get turned off to it. So I want to remind you that these scripts are great, but I like when people make them their own, because you want to sound like you. Like scripts are not scripts. They're just the way someone would word something, in a sense, is what I wanted to highlight. So I know we kept this pretty short, but thank you to the people who spoke tonight. Thank you for the people who hopped on. I really hope that something helped you tonight. And I know, like, in a sense, we were in a rush, but sometimes the shorter Zooms, they might say something that you're like, wow, like that's a really good idea, or maybe I should word something like that. My favorite part was definitely this last one that said, they could be your customers and not mine, because I've gotten a lot of host to post interactions like that. And I've never thought of wording it like that. So it's a really good idea. So I'm going to go ahead and end this and stop the recording here.